Mr. Grant, tell me, what do you think about when you hear the word family?
To me, family is just the ultimate. That rock.
When I hear the word family, I think of support.
What family means to me is dedication, devotion, love, and appreciation.
You were made different, you was raised right. Many fought for you, just to live this life. You better walk in purpose, lift your head on purpose. You was purposely made to be black. Believe that. Black is beautiful, black is bold, black is excellent, your black is gold. You are excellent, so lift your head and live in excellence. Walk with your head high, no matter what you will ride. Black excellence, black royalty, black family, black love. Black excellence, black royalty, black family, black love.
Family means togetherness, love, all living under one roof, and sometimes maybe not.
Family means being a cohesive unit.
Family means everything to me. When I think of family, I think of how close-knit my family is, not just me and my brothers and my mom, but my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles. I was that kid that had aunts, uncles, 30 deep at a Christmas program.
I'm big on family. I really enjoy vacationing and spending time with my kids and my dad and my siblings. We really take it serious. We try to get together as much as we can. It's important to me.
Black royalty, black family, black love. Welcome to the black club, black club. Welcome to the black club. Welcome to the black club, black club. Welcome to the black club. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Hattie McDaniel. I'm known for my impeccable acting, timeless songwriting, and hilarious crafty jokes. Now, I am most noted for my role in Gone with the Wind. Shoot, that role was done so good till I became the first African American to win an Oscar for just being the supporting actress. But keep in mind that this happened during a time when blacks and talent was known but not celebrated. Once again, I'm Hattie McDaniel.
Well, I saw black representation mostly in music, okay? And we didn't really have the media, we would get those magazines and we would look forward to those magazines that were printed, and you could go through and you could see the top group, or we back in the days we were Jackson 5s. Okay, so that was the little hit group that everyone kind of fell in love with.
I want to be an educator for a very long time, and I had maybe one black teacher. I never had black women that were in teaching roles where, with me growing up, I went to a predominantly white school, predominantly white district. I remember there was one black teacher in middle school. It was a man, and I didn't have him, so he still wasn't my teacher, and he was the only one there. And I had the TOR monitor when I got in high school, was the only black teacher. So, of course, I was never in TOR, so I never had her, but I didn't have that representation. However, when I went to college, I had to do some intern hours, and I did it at a black school, and it was like black excellence on steroids.
My high school days were 60, 64, middle school 64 to 68 through high school. And coming out of my area, which was Stony Hill, that's a section of Shreveport, we didn't have a lot of role models in my neighborhood. But going to school where there were teachers and ministers and mentors that didn't want to see us go the wrong way, after school tutoring, boys and girls clubs, those type of things kept us pretty much on track, in line in terms of doing the right things and getting out of that neighborhood to try to better ourselves so we can come back and be an example and try to reach back and try to help some of those that were less fortunate.
You know,
Minstrel shows began with the creation of the character of Jim Crow by white performer Thomas Rice in 1828, and his eccentric song and dance soon became a national sensation. Interestingly, minstrel shows were more popular in the North than Dixie, especially in urban areas. Did you know the minstrels had a long-lasting impact with cruel stereotypes that echoed in popular culture for 150 years? Did you know, for most of the 1800s, whites and blackface performed in widely popular minstrel shows, creating racist stereotypes that endured for more than a century?
Susanna, don't you cry for me. I've come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I've come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were frequently seen as opposing forces in the struggle for civil rights and against white supremacy. Dr. King is often portrayed as a nonviolent insider, while Malcolm X is characterized as by any means necessary political renegade. Both were ahead of their time and amazing leaders.
Growing up, I used to play baseball, and so I had this coach. His name was Kevin Lawrence. So I looked up to him because Coach Lawrence used to come through the neighborhood. He'd pick us up. He made sure we ate, made sure we went to practice. He always, tried to keep us close because we didn't have that. And, I'm from Port Allen, so during the summertime, we look forward to going to play baseball. That's the time that we were able to see all our friends and play against them. And so, like, when I was growing up, I looked at him because he worked a full-time job, and then he came home, took time away from his actual family to coach us. And then I also looked at his brother, Ray Lawrence, who was an entrepreneur. He started his own barbershop, and he cut my hair since I was a little kid. And I brought my kids there to start off, and just looking at them, like, man, those black guys knew what they wanted to do, and they did it. And in my mind, I didn't realize I wanted to be a teacher until I got to high school. But just looking at them and how they took care of their family, I always knew that whatever they were doing and how motivated they were, I wanted to be as motivated as them.
The Harlem Renaissance movement should be thought of as an artistic explosion of black talent.
No, oh, baby, find somebody new. You're nobody's fashion plate, that you do agree. I like my fashion plate, so why don't you let me be? No, baby, definitely, no, oh, no, I can't go for you.
It was a prolific movement that society readily called the Black cultural Mecca in the early 20th century. It lasted from 1910 through the mid-1930s. What should be admired most about this particular movement is the exposure of Black culture, Black literature, Black music, Black stage performance, and Black art.
when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Did you know Motown Records was originally founded as Tamla Records on January 12, 1959? This black-owned record label broke the color barrier and found fans of every race and creed. But it was not just down to brilliant music. The company went out of its way to build an audience wider than any black label had ever found, yet achieved this while retaining all its soulful qualities.
When I was growing up, I saw, because I knew that I could sing, I did a lot of that. And there were a lot of people that were in what we call Broadway and New York and that performed, and I took that avenue for a minute, whereas I got the opportunity to star in Porgy and Bess as a high school student, and I constantly worked on that issue, and I was well known in that area. However, as I continued down the road of my parents didn't always see that kind of thing for it. We're always in the question of will we have enough resources to help you fulfill that area of what you're trying to do. Even though there were scholarships that were being offered, as you know, scholarships at that time was not full rides as they are today. They would get you in the door, but you had to do a lot of work to maintain. So it kind of stifled that area in my life, but I got the opportunity to continue to do some of it, but I did not go to the, I guess we would say, to the highest level that I anticipated at that time to go.
Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter cry.
You're tuned in to Local Celebrities with Miss V. Some of us believe that we have to go to faraway places or that we have to dig way in the past to find Black individuals breaking records or making achievements that have never been made before. But truth be told, Black history is happening every day, all around us. Like, every day. For example, our very own Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome is the first female leader of our capital city. Hold on, let me stop right there. Let's take it in. My goodness. That is the epitome of Black girl magic. She's the first female leader. Talk about leadership. To basically come in and do what she's been doing, and she's on her second term. So not only did she get in for that first mayor president position, but she was re-elected because she's just that great. Second shout out goes to Coach Harvey Adger. Now, you know Coach Adger, you know that I'm about to run some numbers. Honey, get a pencil, get a pad, hope you got time. So, Coach Adger has been in education for 48 years. Sorry, I'm about to get some water. 48 years. Teachers, did you hear me? Parents, are you listening? First of all, think about the amount of dedication you have to be in education for 48 years and only miss one. He only missed one day. My goodness. So on top of that, I'm sorry, I'm not done. You thought I was done, I'm not. On top of that, Coach Adger has 4 state championships, 1 completely undefeated, 23 district championships, 23, and he is approaching 900 wins, if he's not already there yet. So that second spotlight goes to Coach Adger. We see you and we love you.
I am a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Very proud of it and wouldn't change it for the world, I promise you, honey.
I love Sigma Gamma Rho for the service that they do in the community and also in the way in which they enrich lives of women in every part of their lives.
Here we go. That's you.
Didn't wanna be an alpha, definitely not Omega Sci-Fi.
My name is Jeremy Gradney. I'm the head football coach at Estroma High School and also the physical education teacher at Estroma as well. The name of my fraternity is Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. We were founded January 5th, 1911, and I'm a 2008 initiate of the Alpha Sigma chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, which is located at Southern University in Baton Rouge.
Hi everyone, my name is JC Fisher. I'm an attorney with Gregory M. Varner and Associates in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm also a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Spring 10, Unforgettable Elements. My line name is Untraceable Fire, and I am the ace.
Hello, my name is Ashley Patterson, and I am a member of the Mu Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I serve as the assistant principal at Broadmoor Elementary here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was motivated to join Zeta Phi Beta by the sisterhood that I saw. At my job, I work with a lot of Zetas, and I just saw the way that they interacted with each other. They were like the epitome of professionalism and class.
I wanted to become part of Divine Nine because I believe so much can be accomplished through community and in numbers, and we can only do so much individually as one person. And I loved the idea of becoming part of a historically Black Greek organization that worked to promote academic achievement, community service, and sisterhood and brotherhood within our Black communities, and at the time, specifically our college campuses. I attended a PWI, or predominantly white institution, and so it was great to have this niche Black community of scholars that were really trying to advance our communities within PWI institutions.
It was just amazing to see college men be a part of something, that showed a lot of discipline and worked in the community. And And then while I was in college, you know, it was a strange opportunity to participate. And in the beginning, I was kind of torn between organizations. And my friends went the other way, and I didn't have an opportunity, so I just waited until my opportunity came. And I think it was the best decision I ever made.
And what's your organization?
I'm a member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Well, I was in Delteen, which is a youth organization for teenage girls. It's Delta Sigma Theta's youth organization. So I was in that in high school. So I was always influenced by Deltas in that aspect as well. But again, that's something I had to seek out, and that was not available to me at my high school. But I was in the same city, so I was able to still be a part of it. But it was, you know, the closeness that they had with us, the hard work, the dedication, the community service, the principles that they were instilling in us.
Our founders were teachers, and I love to be able to teach someone something new. I love to see people's faces light up when they learn something that they didn't know before. And so it's really inspiring to see that those ladies were dedicated to helping grow people and mature people.
We are Black history. We're the first Black Greek lettered sorority founded on a predominantly white campus. We were founded November 12, 1922 in Indianapolis, Indiana.
There were several things that motivated me to become a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. One of the things is the ideals that we had in life, which is our fundamental purpose is achievement. I knew I wanted to achieve great things, and the ideals of the fraternity was all about achievement, and that's one thing that I prided myself on.
Well, initially, when I first went to Southern University, which I did attend Southern University, I had I'm originally from Alexandria, Louisiana. I had a lot of homeboys that were in different fraternities. I had quite a few that were in Alpha, I had quite a few that were in Omega. And as a freshman, they always approach you and say, look, I know next semester you probably want to pledge, you ought to seriously think about pledging Alpha. Or you might seriously want to pledge Omega. That's the kind of conversations I had. Now, I knew quite a few Alphas that majored in business, which I majored in business, so I was around them a lot. President of the fraternity at that time was an Alpha. He was also a business major. So he and I went to middle school together and high school together. So he was definitely a strong influence in me initially when I pledged Alpha. And then having gotten on Southern and having an opportunity to observe the different fraternities, and I always brag about this, but when I was at Southern, the Southern Alphas had Southern on lock. It was president of the Men's Federation, it was president of the SGA, it was president of the senior class, it was president of the junior class. Everything that you want to be affiliated with that was about something, the Alphas were ahead of that.
There's a lot of history in Divine Nine organizations, and overall, the principles have helped advance so many Black scholars today. Something I love most about my organization is we have two very unique aspects. One is that we are constitutionally bound with Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and we are the only sorority to be constitutionally bound to another fraternity. And also, finer womanhood is one of our four main principles, and that's definitely a unique characteristic.
To me, they were always close-knit, they were professional, they were, always dressed to the T, and but they also had a good time. Like with them running the school, you could see them, making their little comments to each other. They had their little inside jokes, but a kid come in there and it's like, straighten up, so they let me know that you can also be a professional. You can also be someone and enjoy yourself. Like you still have your personality. They were still just, they were just great. They were amazing. And I still keep in contact with a lot of them today. So yeah, definitely.
It runs so much deeper than, what you may see on TV. It goes to even far as, I've been to funerals where I had fraternity brothers that didn't have brothers or sisters, and fraternity members were the pallbearers in the funeral. I've been to situations where my fraternity brothers were in my wedding. They were in their godfathers. There's just so much more to it than parties. You know, all of that is good and great, but the relationships that you have beyond college, it extends to a point where you couldn't even imagine. So that's something I'm truly grateful for. The bond is something that's invaluable, and I appreciate it. I love it. I really do cherish what we have in regards to that.
I had an opportunity to see college-educated men be a part of a fraternity or an organization, and it gave young men that are aspiring to become one, it gave them opportunity. You have to go to college in order to become one, and you have to be a part of a university and have so many hours and have a grade point average to be considered. So it gave young men an opportunity to want to go to college, you know, to become something that I am.
Hey Black Child by Kelty Cullen. Hey Black Child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can't be? Hey Black Child, do you know who you're going? Who you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can't learn? Hey Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you could do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey Black Child, be what you must be, learn what you must learn, do what you must do, and tomorrow your nation's to be if you want it to be.
In the 1960s, soul performers had a major influence on white US and UK singers. In the mid-1960s, black musicians developed funk. There were many leading figures in the late 1960s and 1970s genre of jazz, rock, funk.
Will fly away. I just love that smiling face in the early side.
I knew that building blocks, you know, starting off small, experiencing success from that, and when you achieve doing something smaller, you take it to another level. And I just felt like if others could do it, you know, why couldn't I? And just being around those mentors and those coaches and teachers that felt like, Adja, you're not going to let us down. We're counting on you. Just that motivation. It kept me on target, kept me on track, and I just wanted to achieve. I just wanted to be successful. I just wanted to be the best I could be, to make my parents proud of me.
Success for me was not just to become a teacher, but to eventually to move up the ranks. And I've had the privilege of serving as a principal. I served as a principal for 9 years. And so my success looked like getting to that point.
Lift Every Voice and Sing, often referred to as the Black National Anthem in the United States, is a hymn written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson in the 1900s and was later set to music by his brother, J. Rosman Johnson, for the anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birthday in 1905. Lift Every Voice and Sing was publicly performed first as a poem as a part of a celebration for Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Well, in 1919, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People dubbed it as the Negro National Anthem for its power in voicing a cry for liberation and affirmation for African American people. This song is considered the prayer of thanksgiving, freedom, and faithfulness.
facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Shout out number 3. Shout out number 3 goes to the McKinley High School. I know. I teach at Glen Oaks, but hey, I like to give credit where it is due. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not shout out the McKinley High. McKinley High makes the local shout out for Black history because in 1913, McKinley High was the only school black students, African American students, Negro students could attend. And upon its arrival, it was originally named the Baton Rouge Colored High School. So no matter where you are in your journey, just know that you are a part of history.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, oh, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy is rich, and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby.